And then people are like, oh, why do all the same teams win trophies? Really? You are asking that? You have FFP and PSR rules and you're wondering why all the same teams win trophies? Fun fact about La Liga. In the 2000s, La Liga was the most competitive league in the world. I bet you didn't know that. Valencia won a league title in that point. Atletico Madrid got relegated in that period. Coruña, Deportivo de La Coruña. Do you remember them? No you don't, but they were winning titles. Barcelona, Real Madrid. Everyone was competing, winning titles. Villarreal as well, I believe. Correct me if I'm mistaken. In fact, no, I don't believe it was Villarreal. It was someone else though. But yeah, La Liga was the most competitive league in the world, or at least in Europe, during the 2000s. Who talks about La Liga as a competitive league? Nobody. You know why? You know why? Because they took away all of that shit. Look at this. Look at this in the 2000s. Deportivo de La Coruña 1, Real Madrid 2, Valencia 3, Barcelona 4. 4 different champions in the 2000s. In the same time, Serie A had 3 different champions, Bundesliga had 3 different champions, and Premier League had 3 different champions. People don't remember that shit. Just a little bit before that, Atletico Madrid. You know why so many teams were winning trophies? You know why it was so competitive? Not if you go before that, but you know why this period was so competitive? Because you were saying, oh, this is when foreign investments, the 90s is when this foreign investment stuff started in football. Deportivo de La Coruña never won a league title before. Suddenly they rise up and they win a title. They win cups, they win European trophies. I believe they did. They won a Europa League or... No, they won 3 cups though. It's Valencia that won a European trophy. And also Zaragoza. Oh, Zaragoza didn't win a European trophy, or did they? Yeah, Valencia did though. These teams just coming up, winning European trophies out of nowhere. Winning league titles out of nowhere. You know why? Because you had foreign investments. Then in the 2010s year, around 2008, guess twice why, they made new PSR rules. To stop Man City from taking over the world of football. Because they were like, yo, Real Madrid was like, yo, I did not want to compete with Valencia. I did not want to compete with De La Coruña. I did not want to compete with Atletico Madrid, with Bilbao. I don't want to compete with all these teams. So they made new rules and they killed the competition in football. That is the history of PSR. Anyone who is pro FFP, PSR does not know its history. It's honestly that simple. Because the concept sounds nice. The problem is, the rules are not actually about the concept. The rules are so different from what the concept is. The concept is how teams deal with bankruptcy. But factually speaking, more teams are going bankrupt due to PSR than are being saved by it. Because the situations that create bankruptcy, around that PSR is supposed to avoid, overspending, investing, is how you stop bankruptcy. Oh, that doesn't make sense. How does spending more money prevent bankruptcy? Because it's called selling a club to an investor. Investors want to invest. That is why they call them investors. It's not difficult to understand, I promise you. It's not really difficult to understand if you think about it. If you cannot invest, why would you buy a company? You wouldn't. So these FFP rules have killed selling off clubs to investors. Look at our Oostende. They could not find a buyer because no buyer could invest into the club because of the rules of the Belgian league. That club, bang, dead. Danger. They could not find a buyer because they could not invest in the team because of the rules of the Belgian league. Bankrupt. That is what PSR does with football. It kills competition, it bankrupts teams, it ruins competitiveness, and people suck it up. You know why? Because English media. And just to drive the point home, PSR rules were introduced by American foreign investors who did not like the fact that there were Middle Eastern foreign investors, because they knew the Middle Eastern investors will outspend us. That is why they brought in those rules. Just a history on PSR and FFP bullshit for you guys. By the way, the second half began here. I'm waffling, the second half has already began.